how you doing, guys? Good to see you today. Man, what a beautiful day. A lot of clouds. Being funny. Come on, you gotta laugh. It's a good day. I love it here. Well, now let's get into the subject, okay? Why do I love Trump, but yet I don't love his issues? I mean, his views and his politics and things like that. Well, let's go down to the reason why. Now, loving Trump is what I mean by that is not as a politician, but the person that I used to know back in the days as an entertainer. I enjoyed his entertainment, but now the entertainment kind of like spilled over into the real world, which is a little frightening. Now let's get to the main course meal. Right now, for example, Trump, when he became president, he, I was happy for him. I actually really was. I was like, maybe this guy might pick up from where great Obama has done, because when Trump got the presidency and he inherited a booming economy, an economy that was going up already. Okay, so people are already fooled and tricked to believe that Trump has done that. Trump has not done that. It was already going up. But Trump did add to it. Remember, add to it. How did he do it? Well, the problem is that how he added to it was not a good way. This is the thing that Obama kind of like put a stop to, because that is what led us to the fail that we had in this country. So now Obama regulated and put so much regulations on things, and Trump came in office and deregulated. When you deregulate, you can also, where you speed up the process with the economy, you allow a lot of things to be unchecked, to be done. For example, when you open up a business, you could skip certain things because it's not regulated or whatever, because, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I know people just, you keep thinking of jobs and work. But depending what type of work, because when he deregulated, he allowed fracking, he allowed drilling in America of oil, he allowed coal mining, and almost anybody could do it if you just go pull a permit or whatever the situation is. And that's not a good thing, and that's very scary. We could destroy our environment and destroy many more things, and our economy could burst based off other corporations and other people and whatever else is going on out there. It depends on what it's applied to. Now, so that's the first thing right there, and that got me. Next thing is that he had a lot of Democrat supporters. Remember what I just said. Trump had a lot of Democrat supporters who voted for him, but Trump attacked the Democratic Party, attacked the Democratic citizens who voted for him, and you just don't do that. You just don't do that. So now he lost a lot of his votes when he attacked the Democrats. Then next, after he's done that and he left everybody out in the rain, he attacked, the citizens of America. When I say attack, meaning, you're talking against them. You remember, even all citizens vote. Even if they vote against you, you're still supposed to take care of them, not turn against them. Yet he turned against everyone. So that there was done. The job was, the damage was done on that. So you're looking at, then he went ahead and he did this thing called, what was it called again? It was something almost like oh my goodness, if I could remember the incident, what happened. But the exaggeration, the lies, like for example, on his inauguration and how many people was there. These are things are not, you don't have to lie about it. We will support you and love you more if it was negative, and if you tell the truth, And then next are the Yemen raid. A lot of people don't know about the Yemen raid. The Yemen raid was done right after he got inaugurated. He became president and all these things, and he wanted to prove a point. So they asked him to do the Yemen raid, and Trump okayed it, and they were warned already with the past administration, which was the Obama administration, about not doing that. And the reason why was because citizens could be in trouble, and kids and women, and and there was not a clean shot with it. Wasn't too sure. Well, he okayed it, and we lost, or Trump lost, six Navy SEALs. One died, I think, and five got hurt. We lost one military helicopter. It just went to crap. The whole thing killed 6 or 7 women and 6 children. No one knows about this. Look it up and see. It's called the Yemen raid. Yet he talks about Hillary and her, the thing with what happened in the Middle East, which is not even compared to what he has done by murdering kids and parents. I'm not trying to down the man, but these are facts. These are things that really happened. I mean, I'm just trying to tell you the truth. The Yemen raid and Benghazi are two different things. Don't get me wrong, it was very sad with Benghazi, but it wasn't children and women. And Hillary was working. She was on it. We didn't have a policy or anything like that with them. So these things, the things that happened to Hillary, was good excuses. We didn't have any diplomacy with that country. But the difference is that the Yemen raid was warned. The Yemen raid, they knew the chances. Yet he went ahead and did it, and he did lose 6 women and 7 children. Come on, think about it. Use your brain here, okay? So you can't compare that to Benghazi. Now let's go to the next step. The next one now, going around still screaming Obama's name, and Obama's already been president, putting him down, making up false statements about Hillary, which it never happened. Going on center stage with Russia. Now, I have nothing against Russia. Putin and his country, his country loved Putin. Don't get me wrong. And there's a reason why. But your country must love you as a leader. But you can't be up on stage just looking weak and saying you don't believe your CIA agents, your FBI, and America's liars, and your press are liars. But then you back up Russia, who has a whole bunch of nukes pointing at us and are infiltrating our democracy and destroying it and dividing us. But yet you don't want to admit to that. It's like a very strong thing with you, with him on that particular subject. But yet it's easy to attack everyone else. Like when I say, for example, attacking our FBI, our CIA, the American citizens, the media, attacking our allies. This is a big problem, and you can't still want to. And then they claim that they're so-called American, but yet you're defending all these communist countries, and saying North Korean leaders amazing, and Russia is amazing, and their leaders, okay? But you're supporting communism, but yet you would attack the Democrats, which you shouldn't be separating people and saying that they support socialism, but same thing. Depends. It can be, it depends. In America, it's different, but you're saying that we support communism, which is not true. Democrats are the most hated by any communist country because we try to spread democracy all over the world. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good Republicans, man, that's out there, and they're doing the same thing. But it's all about truth. And when you start going into exaggeration and lies, and you want the people, your followers, to believe it, and you can get them to do it for some weird reason, you still have a lot actually, that believes in what you're saying, which is I've never seen anything like that in my life. I'm a Obama supporter, but if Obama did these kind of things, I would turn against him really quick. What I mean by turn against him, meaning I will not vote for him. I will not appreciate anything like this. This is not what I want from a president. But because of me being what I am, people would say, "Oh, you voted for him because he's black," and I could care less about black, white, green, and blue men. My whole family is mixed, so I don't care about that. Plus, I just see life differently. Um, some people did vote for him because he's black. Even white people voted for him because he's black. It's same thing with Trump. A lot of people just voted for Trump because he was white. I mean, it just is society. But I am just trying to say, my most concern is my views, my politics, and what I believe in. Okay, and right now I can't swallow what's going on. For example, here goes another situation that is troublesome. Hold on. Okay, I'm back now. Okay, now nothing that's a bad issue that bothers me with besides all these things that's popping up. Is being disrespectful to like the LGBT and attacking them, attacking the handicapped and the disabled, and making fun on live television on center stage for the world to see, and they repeat it a million times, which is very sickening and sad and kind of scary, because you are totally separating. When the KKK or the white supremacists was marching in Charlottesville, Virginia, and you had the other side, the other protesters there, and one of the white supremacists decided to run over innocent white lady who was a protester and killed her. You did not even say nothing or defend her or give her any kind of honor, which sickened me. It was very sad, and it broke my heart to see such, I don't know, just such a bad thing. You know what I want to really say there, but I just didn't say it. And it's heartbreaking, because it shouldn't matter by color. It shouldn't matter by what my views are. All these things should not matter. What should matter is that you should protect us all and defend us all and protect the freedom of speech in America. But when it becomes down to hate, that's when the problem begins. Do not defend hateful speeches. No, that's a wrong thing to do. That should be illegal, especially in a group. If you're in a group, that should not be legal. If you're one person's, screaming hate, it should be legal. It's freedom of speech. But a group, it's a whole different ball game. It's for example, when you have a license, you still have rules and laws when you have a license, right? Just because I could drive on the road, but if I just can't drive off the road, right up on someone's median or something, that's illegal, right? So we need something like that. Okay, another thing where I would like to get to as fast as I can, going after the Iran deal and squashing it, but you didn't squash it. You gave it to India, to Russia, and to Europe. So now they're in charge of our Iran deal, America's Iran deal, which Obama put together with the other great Americans. It's an American Iran deal. Now, you got to remember, decades we had no Iran deal. We could not see in their country. We didn't know what was going on. We had to send spies, blah, 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 and get all these false information. Well, now, at least with the Iran deal, maybe we took a week to give them information that were going to come in. They still could. Now, you got to remember, why was it great? And people are saying it's wrong and it was a bad decision because they're basing it off a 10-year deal, which we had a no-year deal. And actually with Obama, it was not just a 10-year deal. It was a 20-year deal. Now let me explain why it was a 20-year deal. First thing, people had a problem because it took a week for us to ask them to go into their country just so we could go check and see if they had uranium that they can't build no nuclear bombs. Well, they feel that if we took a week, they could get rid of it. You cannot get rid of it. We have technology that uranium, you just cannot wipe it up with a rag or clean it up. It will be there. A drop will be there, and we will know if they are building nuclear bombs. We have technology. We have satellites. We have all kind of things, that infrared, all these things that could see what's going on. And if we have an idea, there's a group of people there or a certain set of people there, or why are those energy people at that section, we could go and take a look. And that's why we go in, we do our We had the Iran deal where we were allowed to go in and figure that out and do an investigation every time to catch them. And they would have dropped their pants if it was true. But Trump took that away from us. Why? The Iran deal was horrible to you? Okay, I don't know why. So next he said it's 10 years. Yeah, because it's a 10-year deal. That's what we got. But next, it takes another 10 years to build a nuclear bomb. So as Obama was explaining, it's a 20-year deal. Think about it. We signed a 10-year deal. But it'll take them another 10 years to build the nuke. So now we have 10 years to make another agreement with Iran. No, everything went crazy now. So we're still we still have India, we still have Europe, and we still have Russia, who's taking care of Iran with the Iran deal. Well, we just jumped out. So now we're not leading this Iran deal. We're not leaders of the world. It's embarrassing, but we're being shrunk, it's purposely happening, like it's systematically happening, which scares me. There's another thing. I mean, you got to open your eyes to a lot of things that is going on. We're being shrunk in many ways. Now, I know people saying, well, we got to get out of this and we got to get out of that. But the problem is when we get out, we will lose power. We will lose economic power, military power, and just power itself, in itself. Now, for example, right now, Trump wants to pull out of all these Middle Eastern countries, which is very scary because those key Middle Eastern countries have oil and all the things we need for our country, right? So, but he wants to give it to China and Russia so they could go and take it. Right now, China is eaten up in Africa, which Africa is a big place with so much resources. Yet we are allowing all of these things to happen right under our nose, and we see it in front of us, and not one person is saying anything about it. How can you allow this? There's something systematically happening here. Our democracy is being attacked by the opposition. Our economy is being beaten up right now. Our trade is being shrunk. Our power is being shrunk. So much things are happening and we're not doing nothing about it. And that should be concerning to us. Why is this happening and why is Trump allowing it? Why is Trump taking back everything from Cuba? He's using the excuse of Venezuela to do this by blocking off Cuba. But it's like starting all over again, back to a division where we wouldn't have a relationship. If you don't know what your partner is doing or your friends are doing or your enemy is doing, and it's vice versa, man, we're all going to be in trouble again. Remember in the early 1980s, what happened? What happened to us when we kept quiet? When Reagan was having it out with Russia, and we were very close to war, but people think it's a joke. We shouldn't be here today. We were going to have nuclear war in the early 1980s, but we have such people that actually believe it wasn't going to happen. In the Bible, it said the world was going to end by fire. Your fire is here, okay? Use that. Think of that, all right? So, in the early 80s, and then this movie came out called The Day After about nuclear war. You got to take a look at it. It's 1983. Reagan saw that movie also. We all saw it all at the same time when it came out. And it scared the kajibis out of all of us, where even Reagan had learned from that, contacted the Russians just to open up some talks and have a good debate with the situation and fix it. And he did fix it right away, because war and making enemies, and because the reason why I'm saying this, I forgot, I didn't explain it to you. We cut off communication with Russia. We weren't talking to them. That's the ridiculousness of it. And by doing that, Russia didn't know what we were doing, and we didn't know what Russia was doing, and we both was not on the same page. We were both flying blind. And that's where the war almost began. Because we were all making up stories on each side, trying to start a war. That could never happen again. Not with Cuba, and not with any other country should we close down or cut off talks because we're angry. Understand what I'm trying to say here? So here we go, guys. Next segment coming up, all right? Okay, I'm back. Well, here we go. So, as I said, I was a big fan of his as an entertainer on television, things like that. But the racism is strong, and I really do feel, which I'm hard to say, but I feel that he might have racism in him. You know, it's hard to explain it, but it's a racism where he has no limitations. He loves you, but yet he's not going to bring you around his friends, kind of a racism, if it makes sense to you. For example, you got to remember in the 70s, he prevented blacks from buying his condos. He did not want black people buying his condos or his apartment buildings or whatever, buying into it. He was sued for that and he lost. Same thing happened when it came to his businesses, like his casinos and things like that. He banned blacks from going to it, and even the employees at some point when certain people were there. And what happened? He got in trouble, sued, and lost. And these are not just the minimum or the beginning of things that make you believe he has a little racism in him. Not a little, a lot actually. One of those 5 black kids, or supposedly when there was somebody that raped a woman in New York, he quickly reacted and spent tons of money on an ad. I forget, it was something million or something on an ad to convict and to electrocute underage kids. 5 kids. They didn't care who they were arresting. They arrested 5 kids who had no connection with that murder, but they needed someone, and they took those 5 kids, and Trump was behind it. And everything is always Trump behind it. Anything to do with racist, Trump is behind it. For example, as I said, the Charlottesville massacre with that poor lady, white woman who got massacred. It's a sad and sickening situation. A president should be defending all color of Americans. Yes, we do need a border, you know. Yes, we do need a border. Let's say it one more time. But we don't need to be ridiculous about it. That we've always had this border all our lives. We have farmers who shares both sides of the border. We have people who own both sides of the border. You just can't put a wall up and just take their land, which he's looking to do, because they're so scared or upset and going in this thing because you know, we have certain border agents or certain people who get paid off or whatever with situation with drug trafficking. You know, this is a more internal thing with the government. Government needs to be how you say it? Just things has to be changed. Things has to be better, and just to make the border stronger and more accurate, where you're able to catch people from making it dangerous for Americans with drugs, and also making it dangerous for the Mexicans with our people buying drugs. So it's on both sides, on both ends, and we got to communicate with the Mexican government to build a better wall, to build a better division, because they have military on their side, and we got to build where they have honest military, the same as we have to make sure we have honest officers on our side. So it's a lot of things, more than just a wall, but it's not going to be said. We have the greatest border agents in the world, don't get me wrong. We have the greatest military in the world. We, you know, CIA and FBI, you got to give them a hand. It's amazing the things they do. You know, our police, everything is great. You guys got to get the bad seeds out. You got to pull out the bad seeds and keep the good seeds in there that's going to defend us as all colors, defend our country, and defend everything about it. So, you know, love you guys, man.